back, everybody. It's basketball season. We're here with Coach Smalley. I'm assistant coach Brandon Bias. This is the Women's Basketball Talk Show. And, Coach, seems like we're just wrapping up everything from last year with our successful season, and now we're back at it. We open up tonight. Can you give me some stuff about how we ended and where we are right now?
Well, we're coming off of one of the better years that we've had in program history, and certainly one of the best years that I've had while I've been at the University of Rio Grande. And, again, that's in the past. We're excited about who we are. We're excited about where we're going this year. We have a tremendous group of young ladies that's returnees, and we have some newcomers, and we're excited about what we've done up to this point in preseason conditioning and preparation. And to be honest with you, we're tired of practicing against each other and looking at each other, and we're excited to kick this thing off tonight against Miami University Hamilton, and that game will start at 7 o'clock. So we're looking to play somebody with the zebras calling and blowing the whistle, and can't wait to hear some of our more vocal fans to yell and scream, and we're excited, Coach.
Yeah, and that's only a few hours away. I don't wear watches, I wear rings, so we won one of those last year. So that was something that we were pretty excited about, and we definitely have the goal of getting those this season. But it's not going to be easy. We were preseason ranked number 1 in the conference and picked number 20 overall in the NAIA top 25 poll. But again, it starts tonight. So we have Miami Hamilton, who we played last year. They were battled with maybe COVID restrictions and injuries, and they didn't get to have their full team. Now, they had played a game last night against Indiana Tech, and what people wouldn't consider necessarily a close game, but it wasn't a blowout or anything of that sort. Can you kind of talk about what you expect tonight from Miami Hamilton?
Miami University Hamilton, they always come and they're focused and they play hard. I think they do a great job with the resources and the players that they have, and they're hungry, and they're coming off of a 30-plus, 40-plus loss last night, and they're certainly going to come in here ready to play. And we're excited and we're hungry about who we are and what we need to get accomplished. We're going to be us. We're going to do what we need to do. We're going to treat it as if they were the returning national champions, and we're excited about what we're going to put on the floor and the things that we're going to do. And, Coach, going into this early preseason, our game tonight against Miami University Hamilton is going to give us a little indication as to where we are, and we feel we're where we need to be. But then going out of that, we get right into it with our Bevo that we're going to talk more about, and Pikeville this Saturday, and then leading into Bevo. And we just got a lot of great games in front of us, some top 25 teams. So yeah, we're excited about tonight. We respect our opponents. We take them one game at a time. We've not been able to see anything on Hamilton tonight simply because they just played last night, and right, got to watch a little bit to film today. But it's not so much what they do, it's what we do, and we're excited about what we're going to do tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely. And next week's episode will be solely focused on the Bevo, because again, that is going to be what we're heading into the following weekend. So, you had alluded to who we play outside of Miami Hamilton. So this Saturday we'll be making a trip to Pikeville. Pikeville was receiving votes. Pikeville was one of those 3 losses on the side of that ring. And I know that we didn't forget about that, and that's been circled on our calendar for a while. And we don't expect anything other than a dogfight when we go down there. Can you kind of talk about the history with Pikeville the last few years?
Well, Pikeville, we used to be in the same conferences over the past several years. They're now in the Mid-South, and of course we're in the River States, but it's always been a competitive game when you go to Pikeville, and they have a beautiful, huge arena down there, but unfortunately we don't get to play in that. We're playing in their old gym that's on their campus, which is probably an advantage to us a little bit anyway. But University of Pikeville is a great basketball program. As you know, you've had some experience there, and you went to the Final Four with the Pikeville team several years ago. It's good basketball. Mid-South, one of the premier leagues in the NAIA, and they're always tough. They're big. They love to shoot the 3. They're very physical. They like some transition, and they beat us last year. One of the 3 losses, as you had indicated, I believe we end up losing. They beat us by 3 on our home court. So I'm sure that our returning players will they'll go back in their memory bank and they'll understand and remember that, and they'll be ready when we go down there. And then when you're on the road, and anytime you're on the road playing a premier team, and Pikeville is receiving votes in the top in the NAI in the first poll that came out. It's a big game. It's a huge game. It's a power game for us. One of 7 power games that we have in this schedule, and 5 of them are on the road. So we kick that off at Pikeville this Saturday.
Yeah, and Pikeville's playing tonight. Now, I don't know where their strength of schedule goes, but they're playing the University of Kentucky. So I would hope to think they're going to be a little prepared for us. But in all seriousness, I mean, they've played the Olivet Nazarene, and they'll play the University of Kentucky. So I'm sure when we go down there Saturday, they're not going to be scared that they're playing the University of Rio Grande. No. But the University of Rio Grande will feel the same way about the University of Pikeville. And just to let everybody know that I've only kept one of my Final Four shirts, and the rest of the orange stuff has been burnt and thrown away. I'm Rio through and through. So, we don't look too far ahead, but once we get done with Pikeville, win or lose, we don't have much time to sit and talk about it and learn from it. We're going to be heading up near Detroit on Tuesday, and we're going to play against Rochester University. And Rochester's a team that, man, we have some battles, and, Coach doesn't care who he plays. He wants to play the best, and we got in a little series a few years ago, and here we are. We're going to make the return trip finally, and I don't expect nothing less than a dogfight when we go there. Can you talk a little bit about Rochester?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about Willie Nelson. Anybody who knows Willie Nelson, the country singer, had a great song, On the Road Again. We're going to be on the road again a lot this year, and we're already on. After tonight, we're at home. Saturday, we're going to Pikeville. Then Tuesday, we're up at Rochester. Then we'll have a home break with Bevo, and then we're on the road again. So Rochester's a great team. We played them the last couple of years and come out on the top end of it, but fast paced. But now we're going back into their crib, as the young people would say, and we're going to spend a lot of time getting up there. That is a haul.
Oh, yeah.
That is a haul. But again, top team in their league, and we're excited. Again, that's what we have to do. We have to play good caliber of teams, and Rochester's one of those. In that 7 or 8 games that we're playing, that we just got to be focused and ready to go.
Well, we had an overall 11 RPI, and we were 31-1, 31-2, and we get a 7 seed. And everybody says, "Oh, it's your strength of schedule." And we beat everybody we played that we were supposed to. So we wanted to go out and schedule the top 1 or 2 teams in 4 or 5 different conferences, win or lose, to show you where we stacked up against them. And that's why you're going to see the teams that we're playing. While some other teams you can look in our conference may be beating people by 50 and 60, we beefed up our schedule for a reason. We return a lot of players, and our goal is to make it to the national tournament. And you're not going to play people you beat by 40 and 50 most of the time at the national tournament. So that's kind of what we have. Before we bring on 2 of our players, would you like to talk a little bit about the Bevo?
Well, the Bevo, again, I think this is number 41, possibly, number 40. And again, it goes back to the tradition of Bevo Francis and Newt Oliver and what they did back in 52, 53, 53, 54. And, to me, it's exciting that we get to walk the same sidewalks and the same paths that people like Bevo Francis and Newt Oliver and Ron Glover. And there's so many other people that paved the way for us in sports here at the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College, and more importantly for these lady athletes here. So the Bevo is very special and important to us, and we want to keep that story alive. And it's a great way to experience, to expose for 3 outside men's teams and 3 outside women's teams to the Bevo Francis story. So that in itself is huge. And Bevo's wife, Jean Francis, will be attending, and she's just
hasn't missed one.
She's a hoot, and I would encourage anybody to just take a few minutes to talk with her, because she will open your eyes and she'll make you laugh. And so that's an important time in itself, just the Bevo Francis story. We open up with Bryan College, who's number 14 in the country, who they were 32-2 last year, and we led the nation in scoring, and they were like third in the country. So it's going to be an up and down, fast-paced game. So we open up with Bryan on Friday, and then we'll play Cumberland University out of Tennessee on Saturday, who's also a Mid-South member.
Battle tested.
And they will be extremely good as well. One thing I want to bring up, our game tonight against Miami University Hamilton, our game sponsors are the Marazon family, which is Dr. Marazon from Holzer Clinic, Dr. Nathan Clark from Holzer Clinic and his family, and then our hometown, homegrown Bruce Gabriel.
A legend.
A legend in his own mind, if
In
nothing
mine
else.
too.
And yours too.
I'm a big Bruce fan.
So those three are our sponsors tonight. And then at the Bevo, and we'll talk more about this maybe at our next show, but our game sponsor will be Members Choice Credit Union. They will be our game sponsor on Friday, and then on Saturday be Bonnie and Gary Gilliland. So we're excited about that. We have a tremendous fan base. People that just, I think, have fallen in love with our team, and our team reciprocates that, and it's just a great environment, great responses from our community and from our fan base, and our players really appreciate that. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the first 3 or 4 games coming up, and I hope that we're smiling and happy about 4 or 5 games from now there, Coach.
Yeah, definitely, and you can follow all of those games, all of our home games. You can download the NAIA app and get the women's basketball games, men's basketball games, all the home games you can watch live on there. Also, you can click the link, which will be shared through all of our social media, plus the university social media, and you can watch it that way. And then again, once again, all the home games will be broadcasted at our local Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallipolis. So make sure that you have an avenue to come out and watch those games. We've got a lot of great things. Coach, we appreciate your time. We're going to bring on 2 players now. Welcome back. I am joined now by senior Ella Skeens and junior Aaliyah Kreitz. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. We tried to get Aaliyah on here like 40 times last year, but she had class conflicts, and we don't skip class for the talk show. That's how we do it. So it's glad to have you today. It's game day, finally. We've waited a very long time for game day. We'll start with you, Ella. Can you kind of just touch up on like what last season? Now you transferred in. It was your first season with Rio. Kind of just give me your thoughts on the whole season, the year at Rio, and how you felt since you transferred here.
I think the beginning of the season was more of like getting comfortable within the system, and my teammates definitely made me feel welcome, and that was no problem, like getting accepted and everything. And as the season went on, I feel like just the chemistry on the floor it just kept growing, and we had a lot of fun. And I think this season's no different than last. We're just gonna build off that and be better.
Yeah, definitely. And Aaliyah, you're going into your 3rd year, even though last year was Ella's first year, it was your 2nd year in the program, so you're in your 3rd year. You have a chance to go to the national tournament 3 straight years. Our goal is 4 straight, but we'll go 1 year at a time. I mean, has it been everything that you wanted out of the college experience and where you picked to go to college?
Yes, it's actually kind of been more. I didn't expect everything to be working out so well as it is.
Yeah, and now Aaliyah, I remember when we were recruiting her, she wanted to, when she told us she was coming to school here, it was our first time somebody invited us up for dinner. So me and Coach Smalley went out to, what was it? Was it the Outback or Roadhouse?
Outback.
Outback. And I remember you had stopped by, you were at an AAU event from Run for the Roses, and you had stopped here. Well, it's glad that both of you have got to, we lived up to what both were promised. Hopefully it works out every time that we do that. Now, looking forward to this year, and Aaliyah going into your 3rd year, and Ella going into your 5th year, your 3rd team. You've both seen this many times. Teammates come and go. So this year, new team, even when you only lose one person, the chemistry can switch just like that. Can you kind of talk, we'll start with you, Ella, how's the team chemistry and culture been this year with the new team?
It's been really good. I feel like playing pickup and open gyms and those early practices really helped us build onto the team chemistry. And this first game, like our pre-season, we talked a little bit about it. That went well, but that is in the past. And we have the first game tonight. So you have to wait and see. You have to wait and see.
Yeah. And same question to you, Aaliyah. I mean, just what does this team have that maybe the first two teams didn't have, or what do they have that is needed?
I think this year so far, like seeing how we play in practice, like we want to compete with each other to like push each other to be better. And like, of course you want to win, but like we also like help coach each other in the process so everybody's still learning. So it's not just like, oh, I want to beat you. It's, I did this, I beat you, but you could have did this to stop me.
Yeah, definitely. And I think both of these ladies do a fine job of that. There'll be times whenever, as a coach, we'll look over and we're going to go explain something and we see one of these two already doing that, and that's whenever you know you have something special and you don't have to go over there, because sometimes teammates respond differently when teammates are trying to help them than as coaches. Coaches are authority figure and mom and dad figure, so you know sometimes you want to rebel whenever they come over and tell you that. So I think it means a lot when it comes from the teammates. So tonight it's opening night. You know, we're playing for a win tonight, and we're playing for a loss. You know, we want to get that win. How great is it to be playing tonight, and finally we're done with the practicing with no opponent at the end of the week?
It's great. I'm like itching to get out of here because I'm kind of ready. But we don't play till 7. But no, we're ready. I feel ready. I think the team's prepared, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Aaliyah?
I feel the exact same way. I feel like this is what we've been building up for.
Yeah. Now, we're not looking too far ahead. Tonight is the most important game, but we're not going to have another talk show until Wednesday, so I'm just going to look forward just a little bit. I mean, we played Pikeville Saturday. That is one of those 3 marks on that ring came from Pikeville in a game that we all thought we should have won. So, I mean, are you looking forward to that game, Ella?
Yeah, no, I'm ready for it. Like we talked a little bit earlier about how we lost to them last year, and it's kind of like we got to get them back. I mean, we shouldn't have lost, in my opinion. We have a target on their back. They have a target on their back, and I'm ready for it.
Somebody has to survive, right?
We have something to prove.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you feel about that, Aaliyah?
That we have to win. I want to make up for it.
Yeah. And the thing of it is I think we get up for those. We want those. I mean, it's a rivalry. I mean, you have a little extra something in it whenever they get you. You want to get them the last time. We only play them once a season. We don't play home and away like we do with some of our conference teams. So you only get one. We've had to live with this taste in our mouth for a while, haven't we? So that's going to be fun. And then looking forward to the following Tuesday, we're going up to Michigan, and we're going to play Rochester, who a team I think is very good. They get to play Ella, one of your former teammates, is on there. So, you know, you kind of, that'll be bragging rights and trash talking rights of whenever you play. So can you talk about Rochester, how hard they play, and kind of how they pushed us last year?
Yeah, I think going into that game last year, obviously we never take anyone lightly, but as to be expected, they were energy and effort coming out our throats. It was a good game, and like you said, I have a former teammate, and there's always a little trash talk, but it makes it fun.
You gotta get the bragging rights. Can't brag if you lose.
Nope, we're ready for them.
What about you, Aaliyah?
It's a new year, so they're just gonna have to be ready for us this year.
Yeah, and everything. I mean, you put in something different for each team and each game. You kind of put in little different wrinkles, and we'll have those along the way. But at the end of the day, you can't go 3-0 if you don't go 1-0, and that's where all of our focus is tonight with Miami University Hamilton, and we want to make sure that we do that. Looking long term, I mean, what would you like to see out of this season, Ella?
Same thing last year, but more.
Yeah.
If we're getting another ring, that's the plan. Winning.
Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
go,
Aaliyah?
I want another ring,
Yeah.
and I want to make it to somewhere further away.
Yeah.
Sioux City.
Yeah, which I mean,
Sioux City.
we definitely want to go to the final site, and we also want to see one of the first opening rounds move to Hawaii, and we'll be the first team selected to play in there. And then the NAI can reimburse us some of our travel when we go out there. But you know, we're excited. The players are excited. The only thing left to do is throw the ball up and play the game, and that's what we're going to do tonight. So until next Wednesday, when we preview the Bevo and different things, we're going to get ready for a basketball game. We hope you all are getting ready to travel to watch us play. So we'll see you next Wednesday out there, fans.